Hi everyone and welcome back to the Lilac House. My name is Crystal and I am so glad you are here. In today's video, I am sharing 3 spaces in my kitchen that needed organized. I am using all products from the Dollar Tree to organize with. I love sharing these kind of videos. I also share Dollar Tree hauls along with frugal living tips. So if you're into those kind of videos, please consider subscribing. Let's get into this organize with me. The first space I organized was our drinkware cupboard. I feel like I'm fairly organized already, mainly because I like to declutter often, but I wanted to create a better system, especially for my children. Now, if anyone recognizes where this mug comes from that I'm about to show you, please give this video a thumbs up. That's right, it comes from the Dragonfly Inn in Stars Hollow, the fictional town of Gilmore Girls. So many years ago, when Gilmore Girls was still on the air, my family and I actually went to Warner Brothers Studios where it was filmed, and we got to tour the location. So everything I bought came from the Dollar Tree. As you know, I love these shelf risers. They are such a game changer. I also wanted some containers to store lids in. My main goal for this space was to create an easier access to our sippy cups. So our lids to the sippy cups or other containers were just floating around in this cupboard, and it was driving Robert crazy. And so my main goal was to contain everything, and these little containers worked perfectly above the shelf riser. I also liked that I was able to display my mugs better with the shelf riser on the left. Now our sippy cups are easy to access. Okay, this bottle storage has been a game changer for us too. My daughter still takes bottles, and they were just a mess all over, and now we know in the morning we can just grab the little container and it is full of bottles. This was just a small change, but I feel like it made such a difference for us, and we actually really love it. We found joy in our space by buying a couple of organizational containers from the Dollar Tree, decluttering, and just making things work for our lifestyle. It is raining. I kind of hope you can hear it. The next place I organized was our plates and bowls cupboard. Once again, it's not too bad, but I wanted to create a better system, especially for my children. I wanted to move their plates and bowls down lower so that they can access them. So the first thing I did was I removed everything from this space. So this stores our plates, our bowls, along with some food processor accessories and some larger bowls. and then clean the area. This area wasn't super dirty, but it's always a nice time to wipe everything down. With this particular cupboard, I wasn't sure what was going to work, but I had a vision in my mind. So I placed the containers I purchased to see what would work. I actually ended up reorganizing this a few times during this little montage. So the biggest thing I did really was store all of the food processor accessories in a container, which I should have done a long time ago, but sometimes it takes you removing everything to see what you actually need to do. So then this was actually my first time in our house that I moved a shelf, and you'll see that, like, you can see that I did not place it evenly. But I could not tell when I was doing this. But it was my first time. I think moving a shelf is like a really good way to make the best of your space. And that's what I was trying to do. Except for the fact that you'll see in just a few seconds that it tips. Ah? That was okay. It was such an easy fix. So I ended up finishing this, and then I went and organized something else, and I went back to it and I redid it because I just was not happy with it. It wasn't what I planned. It wasn't what I wanted. And the thing that I ended up doing was I actually removed all of the food processor accessories from this cupboard altogether. It just wasn't fitting, and really they should be by the food processor. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. I think that it's a better system. I like the way it works, and it's easier for my children to access their plates and bowls. The next space I organized was our container drawer. Now this is our leftover food container drawers. Most of the time I call it Tupperwares. So I removed everything. Everyone has one of these cupboards or drawers or areas, and it was filthy. There was so much gunk down at the bottom, so it was very important for me to clean it. And then I have one of these dividers from the Dollar Tree. And then I also got a longer container to store lids in. So I replaced the items, and I realized I had 5 lids that didn't belong to any container. So I didn't have matches for them. So I ended up recycling those and putting everything back. I really liked how the divider separated everything and also moved it more vertical. It was easy to see and easy to match things up. I really liked the little container off to the side that held the lids. Before, the smaller lids just kind of were thrown in there along with the smaller containers. I use those containers for salad dressings, and let's be honest, it's my chocolate chip cup. And they just needed a little home, and so I really liked how it turned out. I love organizing. I love using containers from the Dollar Tree because it's frugal and they also look really nice. Our space may not be this Pinterest beautiful picture, but it works for us and it helps us find joy in that space. And I hope that this has motivated you to find joy in your space. Let me know in the comments below which space of yours you are going to organize. Thank you so much for coming along on this Organize with me. I hope it motivated you and inspired you to find joy in your space. I will see you next time on the Lilac House, and I hope you remember that you are amazing and are loved. Bye.